So tragedy beyond tragedy is struck, and I messed up my entire video yesterday. Messed with the aspect ratio, so none of the video that got taken was decent. Messed with my sound settings, so none of the sound that was taken was decent. So I have to re-record all my sound and redo this entire beginning section of this statue. So you'll find that a lot of the smaller sections have already been done. You'll just have to deal with that. I'll try to run through the dungeon as normal. Right about here, meet that guy. We can't freeze that puddle, so we skip around it. We're up on the rooftops here. These jerks doing their dance after having stolen from somebody. We've already met peers at this point. Like I said, I'm already halfway done with this dungeon. But I've had to restart. It's going to be a bit funny. I'm splicing this in with half of the video that I did correctly. And that one has no sound but good aspect ratio. This section had sound but bad aspect ratio. To be safe, I'm just re-recording all the sound again. There's a cross here, you scoop that up, you come inside. I'm going to try to skip ahead here. I don't remember all the jokes I made, but I'm sure they were hilarious. One of them involved my frame skip button preventing me from telling whether or not this was spinning one way or the other. So like these. Which way are they going? I don't know. They're going forward. Alright, now that I'm here. If I remember correctly, that chest up there had a bone armlet in it. It haunts enemies. It's not that strong. But we do what we can. We make do. Just like that. Alright, good. There's a lot that I can actually redo without any hassles. I don't have to mind that so much. Skip around here. Alright, so if I remember correctly, I already did the right hand side the first time around. So I'll be redoing it today. Just for the sake of expediency. A playthrough is still a playthrough, even if you don't see me do everything I did the first time. That's a cut. Alright. So with that idiot gone, I can run this way around. That's an elixir. Don't worry about that chest. It's not worth it. But this right here is what we need to come for. Pound that down. It actually works out well that I did this. Otherwise I would have had to do the whole thing over again anyway. Good to know. Thankfully there's not too much I actually have to do, but I have to try to get it done quickly. Main reason for that being, my previous video is already about 17 minutes long. And at 17 minutes, it means I need to make this video less than 10. If I don't, I run the risk of that video being too long. So let's see, go this way around. If that video is too long, I'm going to struggle. Okay, so everything you just saw me do, that is how much I had to skip back. I was here. This is where I stopped. Oof, forgot to heal myself. Yuck. Fly you well. Remove that. Check my gin. Revive. Revive. Bit of a waste. At least I'm not dead. That should do it. So the fun thing is, now that I've done that, it switched the direction of all the gears in the place. With all the gears switched, yes, with the gears switched, I can get higher up into this dungeon. Don't ask me, in the context of this story, what sense it makes building a thing like that. But you know, you're not supposed to be up inside of the machine to begin with, I guess. Go up here, and this way. We'll just run up normally. Right, so if I remember correctly, right is always right. So I jump down the left hand side so I can get the treasure. Which in this case is this earth gem. I'm going to fight him quickly. I'm going to beat him to death, but first put him to sleep. Just wail on him. Sleep card, wail, sleep, wail. That's it. Okay, there. Now with all the gears in such an opposite direction, I go up the ladder, go down this way, I can go up this ladder, and now these gears are flowing in the other direction. Just remember, there's a lot I have to do. Okay, so it's up here. Do this bit of the story. Totally worthless. Nice try though. Yes. Just pound it in. Yeah, she knows what synergy I have. Okay, let's see. If I remember correctly, I'll turn this one, that, and I pound you in. And I turn you, turn you. Yes. No? You're in the way. This goes straight. Which means that needs to turn. This is in the right direction. We do this. Found you in. Oh dear. Alright, this is what happens when only the red orb gets in. Don't ask me where the fire is coming from, because we were just in its mouth and it's just a tongue there. pound this in. Okay, that should do it. And we speed it up. Get this dude to get busy with his business. Come on, there it is. There we go, there we go. There it goes. And here comes this guy. Jenna just explaining to the idiot why none of his abilities worked. And it's good to trust the guy. All he did was steal from Piers. And we got it back. This is it. I'm just going to skip over all of this. The Gibombo just granted him great power. And then he bailed before the freaking chest came down to give it to him. So now the Kibombo is going to hide it away deep within its catacombs, and when I get the cyclone chip a bit later, I'll be able to come back and do it. Then I can get the tome gather icon. With that done, let's go to sleep. We tell the story. Hopefully it actually works this time. I didn't mess up again. That's the end of that. This is going to cause a weird cut, so bear with me on this one. Generating audio for my failed recording from the previous day. This will sound a bit weird, considering I'm redoing the beginning of this episode. So everything I'm doing right now is basically just me reacting to myself. Now that I have the Black Sphere and Piers in my team, we're free to go back to the boat, complete that section, and then we could open up the whole ocean, start running around for real. I made the mistake of decreasing my mic sensitivity before actually doing this bit in an attempt to get rid of the sound of keystrokes in the background. If I can do this properly, this might actually be a more effective means of doing my videos. Trying to improve my equipment here. Piers doesn't have the best equipment he could have had. Didn't realize the Hypno Sword was this much weaker than the standard weapons of this stage. Not that I can remember where I found the Hypno Sword. But I know I got the Disc Axe recently. I wonder if these parts are too boring. I'm sure you'll let me know. I'll take that. Double checking my armor. They normally don't have anything in the artifact section for armor yet. You find all the artifact armor quite early. The fusion shield, the battle armor. I keep forgetting exactly how the level scaling works. It's possible Piers has a max level and a minimum level, depending on what level your characters are when you find him. But I've never really considered checking. It's a very odd situation. Heal up my people. At this point, there's really no need to be afraid of anything. there's nothing that can really kill me. And even if there is, I can switch up my sin and my jinn in a way. Alright, running back through the Gibombo road. And at this point I'm realizing, oh wait, I haven't gotten that one yet. And now that I have piers, I can freeze that little puddle at the bottom. I can readjust my Jenny, give either Felix or I think it's Jenna the ability growth, and collect myself a new Jupiter Gen. This will actually be really helpful to me. This is a learning experience, you see. Now, I'm not just referring to the Jinn. It's around this point where I think, yes, if I have Mercury Jinn on my Earth Mage, then I'll have growth. But I forget that it's the Fire Jinn I need. Mars Jinn. See? That's me learning it. It's kind of a weird experience watching this from third person. Oop. First mistake. I completely forget to change my Jinn back to normal. So now she is perfectly fine. Ah, I guess I did do my Jinn. Shows how closely I pay attention. Curious if this is anything I can remove. Lining the audio up with this video is going to be fun. Maybe I should keep it running even during all the downtime. If I do that, then at least I won't have to search through files or sync audio with the recording. Alright, now that I have peers, I can start doing all the smaller dungeon stuff in this section that I couldn't do the first time. Like get the healing fungus, which gets me another Mars Gen. Peers will freeze this for us. Knock that thing out of the sky. Slide down, that's it. Just like that. Now with the healing fungus in hand, I can return to Madra. Not Madara. Oh. I can get back to that town in the bottom. Madra. Dara. Madra. Madra. Just gonna call it Madra. Put in some soft R's so I don't have to struggle. There it is. And that's where I need to go next. Alright, don't get lost now. When I was doing this, it seemed a little... There it is. Just like that. Actually reminds me. As soon as I'm done with this, I can go down to the catacombs and collect the secret treasure down there. Check this out. Alright, the last time we were in the catacombs, I couldn't do much, even though I had reveal, because I didn't have frost. But with frost, don't worry about these enemies, we've sufficiently grinded to get strong enough to beat them. With frost, I can now freeze little puddles like this, bridging the gap in that section up there. I'm just reminding myself how to get around. In the back of my mind, I have basic memories of how all of these puzzles are solved. And it just gets to me a lot. I'll get there. I'll figure it out. Alright. Now, thanks to very decent game design, the tremor bit you found earlier in this dungeon, at the bottom floor, you needed to get this key. And just take out this dude. I made the mistake of saying that the rat soldier was a reskinned kobold, or that the kobold would be a reskinned rat soldier, but that was untrue. Turns out the kobold was just a basic enemy in the Kibombo section, and the reskinned blue one we fight later is actually not a kobold. Also, a rat soldier is just rat soldier. Not sure if there are reskins of them, but I've lost all credibility. I'd consider removing all of the random encounters from my videos, but it feels a little empty without it. Mostly because that's what I've been doing. It's the most real gameplay I get out of the game. This here is Moloch. 2 Mercury, 1 Jupiter. That's a picture of him right there on the stone tablet. That's what I was doing. We're going to kill this troll. Set my djinn quickly so we can summon him. Just so I can give a quick demonstration of what he looks like. I remember I wanted to do this with each of my summons, but one at a time we'll have to do. When I do the in-game bosses, it'll be much more fun, because those ones look crazy. Get Daedalus, Ulysses, Catastrophe. There's another one. Big black god of death. It's crazy. I think it's a dragon. Yeah. Alright. With that done, we're going to go visit the mayor quickly. Ooh. That's Menardi's sister. Menardi. Saturos and Menardi. I forget her name. But she happens to have a partner who looks just like Saturos, and I'm pretty sure they're unrelated. Cool. With the mayor back, even though last time I checked, I mean checked in my own mind, he was supposed to stay in that other town until I fixed up the place, but I guess I was mistaken. He only stays there until I get Piers back. Which is fine. It means I get the cyclone chip a bit earlier. And cyclone chip, ironically, is exactly the synergy I need to complete the dungeon under the Kibombo statue. Lets me clear up the grass and things so I can traverse down there. There's a djinn down there. I should actually go back. I think it's another Venus djinn. to the Eastern Sea. And that's that. Now that he's given me that, this woman is going to harass me, even though she didn't believe me earlier. Silly woman. Whatever her name is. I'm totally going to betray her later. Karst? I think Karst is the town. I'm skipping past all of this, but I don't really care. Even though I gave both trimmer and scoop to Jenna, it made more sense to give Sheba the cyclone chip. It is Jupiter synergy after all. I originally thought it was the soldiers that sneak attack you, but actually I'm pretty sure that was the first game. And that's why I kept jumping in and out of Madra the first time I came through, because I kept thinking those two soldiers I met were going to come back at me. If they aren't, then it means it was these three. Which is hilarious. These three thieves were harassing me in the first game, or harassing Barda in the first game. They were stuck up in a roof. What's hilarious is, for some reason, they want to join us, so I'm just pretending to be a sheriff really quick. And hopefully that'll cause them to leave me alone. Bunch of silly people. See, look at this. Straight up thieves. Even though these are pretty much good for everyone in my team. See? Piers is the only one that doesn't already have a pair of boots, so I'll give it to him. I should give it to the slowest person in my team, which once again is Piers. Ironically, something that's made of gold and is shoes somehow has higher defense than what I'm wearing and increases speed. Made the mistake of letting my click slip through there. Alright, now it's due north, but not directly north. With the benefit of hindsight, I know not to go here, because the drawbridge leads to the next area, not the previous one. It's going to take me a couple of tries to get this one right. Here we are. Back at the boat. Alright, and with that, my first video is done and dusted. Shouldn't be longer than half an hour. Thanks for joining me.